Has everybody signed in on their cases, respective cases?
There appear to be some, I'm going to do my little shtick right now. In the, forget the happy, it's not happy so far. In any event, for those of you who have not appeared in this chamber before and who are unfamiliar with the way we do things, the afternoon calendar will be called, and the first cases to be called are adjournments. When we finish that, we will call the cases, and the way we run the hearings, the applicant will state their case. If there is any opposition, the opposition will be given the opportunity to present their evidence. And finally, the applicant or their representative will sum up, and we will conclude the cases. Some cases will be decided today. Some cases will be put on the reserve calendar. As I would have stated this morning, everything is live streamed. We have a court reporter. Anyone who wants to review these proceedings is free to do so at their leisure. And if you're an insomniac, some people like to watch these things to make sure that they can go to sleep quickly. In any event, are we ready? Thank you. Call the cases. We have any applications for adjournment? I believe we do.
Yes, we have two applications for adjournment. First one, case 41422, Baldwin. Nalini Moen construct 6-foot-high PVC fence on top of retaining wall, varying in height from 4 foot 3 inches to 7 foot, total height varying from 10 foot 3 inches to 13 feet, also known as New York Avenue.
Is anyone here on this case? No one. Mark it second call. Going to mark it second call. Why don't I get these first? Oh, I thought that I received the notice for a date, but I will not be in town. I'll be away and my office will be closed. Hey, nice. 3 weeks vacation. The date needs to be changed from January 10th to a date in February, as we discussed. The new date so that I can confirm and prepare mailings based upon. Do we have any time in February?
We have a second application for adjournment.
Okay, let's hear that one.
10622 Elmont, Verdeland Homes, Inc., variances, subdivision of lot area, front width, from and on-street line to front setback line, construct dwelling and garage. West Side Hillsborough Avenue, 400 feet south of Atherton Avenue.
For the applicant, Robert W. O'Brien, good afternoon, Chair, members of the board. We had hoped that today would be graduation day for this case, which has gone on for, as the board knows, a number of times, a number of adjournments. As the board may recall, there's a companion case that has to be brought to maintain the existing dwelling on the adjacent lot that was improperly subdivided by our contract, my client's contract vendor. Everything had been submitted. We had hoped that everything would be approved, the notices would go out. We'd hear both cases this afternoon. As things were being reviewed, it was found out that the building plans for the existing house, which had been on file with the building department back in 2017, could not be located. So everything sat dormant. And then it was one of those things, I thought you had it, I thought you had it, this one had it. There were 2 pages in the file. Lo and behold, I spoke with, they were doing some other search. Even the person who drafted the plans didn't have a copy. I spoke with Steve Laverty earlier today. He said, Mr. O'Brien, good news. They found the plans. We're going to try to upload it and file it. So I am hoping, I was prepared to come in here and tell the board just, adjourn it without a date. But now that it looks like that we have the plans and they're going to be submitted, I'm going to ask if possible if the board can give us May 1st at 2 p.m. A little bit of time, just in case. There may be a curse on this file, so if the board would give us that adjournment, we'd appreciate it greatly.
Does that work for our calendar, great? May 1st, 2 p.m.
Great. Thank you very much.
Mr. Ryan, happy New Year. Mr. O'Brien, happy New Year.
See you.
First case, 2124 Oceanside, David Arata. Variance, front yard average setback, construct addition, and roofed over open porch, both attached to dwelling, also known as 317 Concord Avenue. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Please state your name and address for the record.
Sean Bird, Architect, Office 1049 Park Boulevard, Massapequa Park, New York 11762. Good afternoon. We are before you for a front yard variance, setback variance. We had a permit for a rear addition, two-story addition that was under construction. During the process of the construction, my client decided they'd like to add a vestibule and a portico. Follow the subsequent application for that, which we're before you for. The proposed vestibule is only 32 square feet. It's just a little entranceway, so you don't walk directly into the home. A little mudroom type vestibule. We're at 22 feet. The average is at 27 feet along Concord Avenue. I'd like to note this is a pre-existing non-conforming house. The second floor existing cantilever is at 24.1 feet. The first floor footprint's at 25.5 feet. The existing house, as it is, does not meet the average setback.
Which, how much more does it go in? You said the square footage, but, what is the existing setback? Is that the 22?
22 would be the proposed to the vestibule. So it's approximately 3.5 feet out from the footprint of the
All
house.
the numbers there, which one is, so is it 24.1? What is that?
24.1 is the existing cantilever on the second floor.
Okay, that's the closest point.
That's the closest point currently.
So we're talking about a change of about 2 feet.
About 2 feet out with the
Small section.
small little section of vestibule. Then we'd like to add a porch. My client has 2 small children. They often play in the front yard, like for the aesthetics of the home, and also keep an eye on the children as they're utilizing the front yard. We went out 4 feet off the vestibule. That gives us approximately 2.5 to 3 feet from the vestibule to the column for a pass-through to utilize the rest of the porch. If the board saw fit, we would make a condition that the porch would remain unenclosed for the life of it. So I'm here for any questions you may have.
So the closest point with the porch is the 22 though, right?
No, the vestibule is at 22. I'm sorry. The porch is at 17.7 feet to the overhang. It's approximately 18 foot to the porch.
And what is the front yard average setback? I'm sorry.
27 feet even
To remain open if necessary.
to remain open, correct.
Is there currently construction on the property?
They finished the first part of the renovation, which was the other permit that I discussed, which was all the construction to the rear, the additions and so forth. This is a completely separate permit that hasn't been started yet.
Is there still a dumpster in the street?
I'm not aware of one that there is, but I would imagine no. It's been about 6 months since the main construction started.
I'm looking at a Google Earth and I don't know when that was taken, but it shows a big dumpster in the street.
Yeah, I'd imagine that the original part of the project's been completed for.
Was it a much larger part of the project?
It was a 2-story addition, renovation, interior
So
alterations.
this one will probably be the big dumpsters.
Correct.
Is that your case, sir?
That is.
Do I have any other questions for the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a nice
Good
day.
afternoon.
All in favor?
Aye.
Christina? Can I see you for a second?
See?
Thank you.
Okay, Grace, next case.
Next case, 2224 to 2524 Oceanside. Stephen and Valerie DeClara, mother-daughter, residential, second kitchen, variance, side yards aggregate, maintain second floor overhang attached to dwelling. Variance, lot area occupied, maintain roofed over wood deck attached to dwelling. Special exception to maintain second accessory structure shed not permitted inside yard and with lot area occupied variance, also known as 2832 Clark Avenue.
Good afternoon, Chairman and members. Christian Brown, McLaughlin Stern, 1122 Franklin Avenue, Garden City, appearing for the applicants. This is an application related to 2832 Clark Avenue in Oceanside. The applicants are here. They're applying first for a mother-daughter. They're looking to create a dwelling unit, a small dwelling unit upstairs for their son, who has some disabilities and needs to live in their house, but would hopefully be able to live independently. He's not able to be here today because of those issues, but the declarers are here, and they're happy to put their information on the record as per the usual procedures, if you'd like them to do that now. So can you just put your names on the record and tell the board who will be living upstairs, who will be living downstairs? They were sworn in. Oh, just so there's a
Does that work? No. It's on, can you just close it? Sorry. Hi, I'm Valerie DeClara. Our adult male son, Andrew DeClara. Huh? 2832 Clark Avenue, Oceanside, 11572. So we are parents and guardians to Andrew, who is an adult 29-year-old, this Saturday, male.
You can't hear you either. You have to speak loudly.
Okay. Valerie DeClara, 2832 Clark Avenue, Oceanside, 11572. We are the parents and guardians of Andrew DeClara, who is a 29-year-old adult man who has autism and receives supports and services through OPWDD, a state agency for individuals with developmental disabilities. Andrew currently resides with us, but we want to help him move towards independence as we are getting older. And we also have, have some health issues that we would like to be able to address, and we would need Andrew to be able to start living a little bit separate from us so he gets more prepared to be living independently. And when I say independently, what I mean independently with supports through the program that he utilizes service through. And so he would be living upstairs, we would be living downstairs, and we would continue that until we are not able to do that, and then the hope would be he'd be in a position to move further on his own in the future.
Yeah, that's.
So those, you would be the only three people in the house, correct? And a dog, which is allowed.
Is your son capable of cooking? Because I don't see, you want to install a second kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes, so he would have support staff that would assist him and guide him and oversee him through all of that. And he is able to use the microwave for, and he knows how to use, hot gloves and for reheating, like sauce for his spaghetti. We pre-cook the spaghetti. I learned that a long time ago. It's really great. So you pre-cook it, and then he just uses the hot water kettle to heat it. But all of that he's done with some supervision. The hope is that we start to get him more comfortable to be able to do it himself. He would be
Good
capable.
transition.
Yeah, he'd be capable of many, independent skills, but he's fearful of them also. So he needs us a little bit separate, so he sees that he's capable of doing some of those things. But all of it would be with oversight for the most part.
I see you have a bedroom for the staff too, so.
Yes,
That's
that's
in
the
this
hope.
unit, yeah.
Yep.
Mr. Brown? Your your clients are familiar with all the mother-daughter.
Yes, I was just about to put on the record that they understand that it remains a single-family house, and the grant of having a second unit is not transferable. It only belongs to you, not to a subsequent owner. You understand that, correct? And you'll maintain one doorbell, one mailbox, and all the appearances of a single-family home, correct?
I'm curious, just in looking at the plans, you go upstairs through a bedroom?
You go upstairs and there's a small landing area.
No, I mean on the first, oh, this on the reversion plan, because it looks like the stairs to go upstairs are in the bedroom. I don't know, oh, I see, no.
Staircase.
No, it's this one over here.
I get it.
But I see there's another one here, okay,
Okay.
Right.
okay. One thing, so as you know, Mr. Brown,
There are other things. Go ahead.
Board of Architecture reviews applications for mother-daughter and immediate family residents to evaluate whether or not the structure of the dwelling is suitable to be used as a mother-daughter immediate family, and whether or not it's suitable to revert back upon the cessation of the use, and sometimes makes recommendations as to changes that they might want made in order to make it so suitable. And in the case of this application, just to put on the record, the Board of Architecture Review has determined that it is suitable to be used as a mother-daughter immediate family residence, and that it is suitable for reversion back to a single-family use at the cessation of use. So there are no suggestions made. You need not provide us with any reasons why not.
That's great. And then there are a few items that we need to legalize and maintain here, which I'll run through briefly. The lot coverage. This lot is it's Residence B, but the lot is slightly substandard. It's 5,685 square feet, and it currently has 35% lot coverage, where 27.5 is permitted. These are long existing conditions. Most of that lot coverage is attributable to the rear deck, which is not on grade, but is up about 3 steps. There are photographs in your file that show that the rear deck, which is partially roofed over, is raised, so therefore it counts towards lot coverage. It's about 418 square feet, and that's the bulk of the overage in the lot coverage.
And that encapsulates the maintained second roofed over deck.
That's the roofed over deck. And it is, otherwise it's within the rear and the side yard setbacks, so it's just a lot coverage issue.
But that's what's generated, the same items that are before us.
Correct. So there's the deck. Then we have on the record a request to maintain this hot tub structure. The hot tub has been removed, actually. The structure is still there, although I believe it's a temporary structure, correct? So
We don't have that.
We don't have that. We don't have that.
I believe it's on the...
It's on the plot plan.
No, we have to maintain second accessory structure. which is-
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I guess that goes to the... That's part of the lot coverage, but they counted the shed as the second structure, sorry, not the... In any event, that hot tub is gone and the temporary structure will be removed, so it won't be there anymore.
So that's the temporary structure that's being removed, is that part of the 35?
Well, the hot tub area was 10 by 7.5, but there's no longer a hot tub there.
But I'm just saying, is 35 the right number now?
Well, I would like to keep that number. I'll tell you why, because just for sake of simplicity and because, and I know where Mr. Pellegrini, I think I know, don't know ESP, but there is a small shed. It is neither higher nor larger, but it is in the side yard, or it was, I should say, only 4 feet. They have removed that shed from that area, and they will be relocating it to a compliant area in the rear yard.
Excellent.
And therefore, since they plan to relocate the same shed, but to a 2 foot off the property line area, I would like to keep the request at 35%.
And I'm sorry, you gave it, side yard aggregate?
The side yard aggregate is 12.1, and that again is existing. There is They put a second-story addition on this house at one point, and if you look at your pictures, a small part of that addition bumps out over the foundation line by about 2 feet, and that's what they flagged for the aggregate. I believe that covers all of the maintain requests.
So the special exception to maintain second accessory structure, the shed, not permitted, you're withdrawing that.
Well, we're not we are requesting to have a shed, but it will be located in a compliant area,
You want to keep the lot area
Right.
request related to
Right.
it, not the,
not the side yard.
Okay, we'll leave that to council to articulate.
I think they can handle it.
I hope so.
it's not, they,
Oh, that's true. Well, I won't make any further.
The Google Earth shows a swimming pool in the back. It is.
It's not there
Good.
anymore.
It's all green anyway, it doesn't, doesn't look good.
No, so that's it. We'll relocate the shed and everything else is maintained with no objections from the neighbors.
Does that conclude your case?
That is our case for today.
Okay, do I have any other questions for the board? If not, do I have a motion?
move that the hearing be closed and item placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Brown, you and your clients will all receive a copy of the decision by mail once rendered. Thank you, happy New Year, have a nice day.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed and abstentions?
Next case, 2624 to 2724 Seaford, David Coletti, variance, lot area occupied, maintain addition attached to dwelling, special exception to maintain shed larger than permitted, exceeding horizontal maximum on all sides, less than required setback on Jerusalem Avenue, and with lot area occupied variance, also known as 3888 Rouse Street South.
Ms. Kashir, we haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it's been a while. Lisa Kashia with Permits for Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, number 396, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm here representing Mr. Coletti, who wishes to maintain and legalize a rear addition and a shed. The property is located in a Residence A zone. The rear addition and shed have a lot coverage of 30.06%, where the required is 25%. The shed is a slightly irregular shape with 17.8 feet in the front, 16.4 feet on one side, and 21.1 feet on the other side. The max allowed is 12 feet. It has a setback of 0.9 feet in the rear, where the required is 2 feet. These items have existed for over 25 years without incident. To my knowledge, there are no complaints on file. Mr. Coletti respectfully requests your approval.
Ms. Kashir, there's a swimming pool located on the property, according to Google Earth, on, it looks like Jerusalem Avenue.
Today shows Mr. Pellegrini's swimming pool.
Yes.
It is what it is.
Yes, we were actually hired to acquire the permits for the swimming pool back in '22.
And?
We got the permit. The swimming pool was just completed in December, this past December of '23.
Right,
The final inspections haven't occurred on the pool yet.
right.
And when we went there, we saw that there were other issues that needed to be rectified, so that's why we're here in front of you today.
The plot plan, though, that is submitted is inaccurate, based upon,
The pool,
yeah.
because the pool wasn't in, the pool wasn't, nothing was dug or put in when those were submitted. It was literally finished not even a month ago.
And this is literally before us today. It needs to be updated, in my opinion. What do you think? I think what should be done is that the swimming pool should be entered on to the plot plan, and,
Just resubmit it.
with the, has the permit been issued?
Yes.
For the swimming pool?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll I'm going to recommend that the board hold this on reserve decision pending your submission of the swimming pool with the proper location, setback, et cetera, and the building permit issued on it. And that needs to be done. Okay, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions or comments from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
Maybe you know, Mr. Chair, I know the swimming pool doesn't, you're here for lot area occupied, and the swimming pool doesn't affect it, but I don't know if the equipment will. So I guess, you'll have to address that, because if that's part of that.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind.
Yes.
Okay.
With that said, Mr. Chairman, I would move that the hearing be closed and matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Kachia, you will be notified by mail of the board's decision once it's ready.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed and abstentions?
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Next case, 2824 Uniondale, Edwin Vella, variances, lot area occupied, rear yard, maintain one-story addition attached to dwelling, also known as 474 Fenimore Avenue.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Dean Kutsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Edwin Vela. My address is 773 Prospect Street, Baldwin, New York, 11 by 10. No, that's an investment property.
Excuse me?
It's an investment property.
Investment property, okay.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I'm here today with Edwin Vela. He's the owner of the house. The house was previously in foreclosure, and he purchased the property as an investment, and he purchased it in May of 2022. The house is currently boarded up, and it is in a state of disrepair, and it was in a state of disrepair since well before he purchased the property. From what he tells me, squatters were living there. I believe somebody passed away inside the house. So it was problematic. However, he came up in foreclosure. He was able to purchase it. And his goal is, once the permits are issued, it's my client's intention to fully renovate the house and make the house ready to be sold to a new owner, a new family to move in. At this point, he did start some work when he first purchased the house. She indicated to me he did get a stop work order at that point. But since then, no further work has proceeded, and it essentially has remained the same since when he purchased it. He tells me,
It was pretty much at the beginning when I was doing the cleanup, because there was a lot of garbage that was left inside the property. When he mentioned about the squatter actually dying in the property, is the person that actually froze to death inside. Yeah, it was a person that froze to death on the property. It was actually about 2 weeks before I purchased it. So once the property was cleaned up, the people left everything in the house, and I went and cleaned up everything, and there was a lot of garbage inside the property. When I was finalizing all the cleanup, I got a stop work order, which work wasn't really basic work wasn't really done. It was just cleaning up the property at the time.
There's no one here in opposition today, so.
So you were required to have 15-foot rear yard setback, you provide 14.67.
correct, that's a very small difference, and we're also here for lot coverage on 20.16% where the allowable is 27.5.
I'm sorry, what is your proposal?
28.16% on lot coverage where the allowable is 27.5, and the rear yard of 14.67 where the allowable is 15. This is relevant, very, very small request to an extension that was here when he purchased the house, and it wasn't part of his doings, and we want to make this legal. We want to make this legal.
Improvements for the community as a whole.
Yes,
That concludes your case.
that covers everything.
Any other questions from the board?
I would move, Mr. Chairman, that the hearing be closed and the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Katsubis, you and your client will both receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once rendered. Have a nice day. Happy
All
New
in
Year.
favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
Next case, 2924 Near Island Park, Barnum Island Fire District. Install second detached double-faced illuminated LED pylon sign not permitted, setback 6 feet from Austin Boulevard and 3 feet from side property line. Clearance 5 feet from grade to bottom of sign, also known as 4125 Austin Boulevard.
So if you get a basketball player sitting in a car, you may have a problem.
Patrick Rogers, 2459 Merrick Road, Merrick, New York, for the applicant.
Peter Dunway, before 125 Broadway, Island Park, New York, against, opposed.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. This is a variance based on an application that was submitted to the building department. The permit number is S23-33. It's for a sign in the front of the building located at 4125 Austin Boulevard. It is a sign approximately 8 feet high, 7 feet wide. The illuminated part of the sign is approximately 3 feet, 7 feet wide. The application was denied based on setbacks and ground clearance. Also, it was denied based on the fact that it's a second sign. There was already a sign in the rear of the building. There was a variance granted previous to that, and that sign was erected. So that's we're requesting they allow to put up the second sign. The section 2425 4A, there was a minimum setback requirements from the property line. It's 20 feet from the side property line. We have 3 feet, and from the north line, we have west side, sorry, we have 6 feet variance.
And what's required there?
6 feet is required on the side, and we have 3.
Wait a minute, I thought you required 20 on the side and you had 3, and then you had 6 on the other one, and I don't know what was required.
The 6 feet is 3 feet from the west side.
Hold on.
That's the
side-
front.
Okay, the one that is set back, that is actually set back 3 feet. What should it be?
I believe that is 20 feet.
Okay,
No,
what are you
that's
calling
6
it?
feet, that's 6 feet. The 6 feet is 20 feet.
6 feet is 20 feet, that's good.
Okay, so where you're setting it back, proposing to set it back 6, you require to have 20.
Yes,
Where you're proposing to set it back 3, what do you require?
it's
to
6
have?
feet.
6 feet.
The side, all right.
Okay, now, is the sign currently up?
No,
Okay, so this picture here, there's a picture submitted as your exhibit 3 showing, maybe it's a rendering, is the proposed sign near a flagpole?
yes,
Okay, did you submit a rendering of the proposed sign?
yes, it's right here.
That's it, okay, good. So, and that's where you're proposing setting it back 6 feet
Yes,
from the front, from Austin?
correct.
I'm just trying to, I'll tell you, I'm just trying to make sure that, because I know Austin Boulevard quite well, and it's very dangerous, and my only concern is the visibility. So, underneath this, so the setback you're proposing, that's the one that you're proposing 6, right?
Correct.
Okay, and there's a chain link fence coming forward toward Austin Boulevard. Is that, did you have a variance for that, or was that an as-of-right fence?
That, not
You were involved in it?
correct.
Okay.
No,
Is that
no
fen-
idea about the fence.
Is that fence still there?
That fence is still there, yes, ma'am.
And do you guys intend to keep it there?
I'm sorry,
He's in opposition.
I'm a homeowner across the
Oh, I
street.
apologize. I thought you were with the firefighter. Okay. All right, I'll
How do you like the
figure
fence?
out about the fence. Yeah. Okay, so as it relates to the sign, then, what is the clearance? I have the rendering, but I don't see numbers on it. What is the clearance?
5 feet,
Okay,
as opposed to 7 feet being required.
5 feet. Okay, is that sign illuminated?
Yes,
Inside?
yes,
Is it?
all sides.
I mean, is it illuminated from the interior, or are there lights shining up on it?
No, it's going to be an illuminated
Okay.
electric sign.
And does it have, I assume you can change what the sign says?
Then that's the reason they're having the sign, so they can, like last night, there was flood warning, they could issue a flood warning on that sign. They could also post speed limits on Austin Boulevard to hopefully get people to slow down. There's other, community things that they can post on that sign. That's the purpose of the sign,
So
to
now-
inform the public of certain emergencies and other things, blood drives, things like that.
So, one scenario of that kind of thing is, they put a message on it and it stays there for a while.
Correct.
Another style that comes before us from time to time is the words change, like it says, make sure you change your batteries in your fire alarms, and like a minute goes by and it says something else. Another one is it actually moves. Which style are we talking about, and how often would it change if it changes?
That I do not have the technical information about how that sign is going to change.
Do you know the frequency of when it changes?
I do not. I mean, it would depend on what's going on. I mean, it could change hourly, it could change daily. It's going to depend on the circumstances of what they're using the sign for in a particular time frame.
Okay, would you mind checking with your client and letting us know, number one, if there's gonna be sort of an animated movement, like it's going by? Number two, if it's not that, or if they're not mission exclusive, also, how often, if they wanted to have the message say, like, change your fire alarm, your batteries in your fire alarm, and that's up for 60 seconds, and then something else comes up, if they're gonna have it changing that way, what's the frequency? There are some rules about it. So it has to do with distracting people. So if you could ask them the frequency, so that whether it's animated, and what would be the frequency of the messages if they have like a scrolling idea, and get back to Christina with that information.
Well, I think, I'm going to submit to the board that I think that's, you put a square peg in a round hole. It's a little tough to determine when someone's going to post something and how long it's going to be there. So I'm not sure what you're getting at.
We often put constraints on it, that it can't change any more often, for example, than a minute. The state rules have also some constraints. It's about driver safety. And so if you could just check with your client as to, and let council know, so that whatever, we could just impose it. But I thought it was a better idea for you to say, well, they want to be able to have it change, at least if they want it to change every 2 minutes, they want to have that latitude, so that we don't constrain you more so than that at your client's displeasure.
Okay, so that begs the question, are there regulations, and is it stated anywhere what those changes can be?
There are some regulations, I can't give you the citation, that's your job, but I just was trying to work with you and your client.
No, I appreciate that. I'm not besmirching that. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we know where we're going with this sign.
May I suggest that you speak with counsel? We have had other reader board signs, and she can tell you what is generally accepted.
Excellent.
You could go back to your client, and then we can all live happily ever after.
I'm with that. That works for me. That's all I want to make sure, that we could come to a conclusion.
There is also one or more state laws about it. I only know because we had some testimony from the state at one point. I'm not sure which roads it pertains to. I don't know if there's a, 3 lanes or more rule. I don't know if there's, if it only pertains to a state highway, or if it also applies to county and town. So there was a specific one that we received testimony getting old, but maybe 10 years ago about. So I only wanted to ask that. And then I guess the clearance is fine. I'm just. And do you know if the firehouse has ever come before this board? I'm just looking at the fence.
The fence? No, I have no idea.
No, not for.
We did have a variance for a sign in the back of the building recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was granted. It was a wooden sign.
And it was actually granted as a sign, not as an appeal of not the immunity case, right?
No.
Check it. Council, check it. Any other questions from the board?
Oh,
If not,
I just,
maybe I withdraw that.
I have no further questions for you at the moment, so I guess this, you would like to testify.
Yes, ma'am, and Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure how this actually works. So I'm the owner of 4125 Broadway, directly across the street from the Barnum Island Fire District structure. Yes, directly across the street. In other words, I know that your colleague has Google Earth up, so I am, my home is 4125.
You're across the back street.
Yes, I am. And the next commercial structure over from the fire district is actually a church, but adjacent to the church is a very large parking lot. So my home and about 5 other homes have an unobstructed view all the way to Austin Boulevard. The concern that I have is the distraction that you mentioned as well. It's the distraction during nighttime hours of an LED, a quite bright LED sign, changing messages all the time, blinking all the time, reflecting directly into my home in particular. A living room and 2 bedrooms that face that sign. So
You're behind the structure now?
I'm behind the structure, but the sign is going to be an LED sign. It's going to be quite bright. And I'll have 4125 and 4 other homes have an unobstructed view of that sign as it is currently being proposed to be placed.
Okay, let me just hours on that, because I would have thought the other sign might be visible to you, but not this one.
The other sign's not blinking. It's a piece of wood.
It's about, his house is about 100 feet from the front of Austin Boulevard. Yeah, there's certainly, we certainly want to be good neighbors. I think we're good neighbors with the other sign, but I don't think it's gonna, 100 feet from that sign is gonna,
Well, the LEDs aren't usually so intrusive, but let me ask you, is the plan that the sign would be on 24 hours a day or turned off at times? A lot of places turn it off when they're
well,
closed.
yeah, the
Firehouses
plan
when
was to
closed.
have it on 24 hours a day. But I did ask my client if there was some type of compromise, and because I knew that would be a question. So I guess that I would go back to the client again. We have two issues we have to ask about: what it's going to be illuminated, how bright it's going to be, and I think that will determine whether we can leave it on all night or not.
Well, there's no way to even go. I was going to say, maybe I could drive out and see. It doesn't, it sort of looks to me like it wouldn't be that visible to Mr. Dunleavy's residence. Depending on its location, it's hard to visualize entirely
Yes, ma'am.
how far to the north it will be located.
With a 3-foot setback, it would be, but with an 18-foot setback, it wouldn't.
No, I think it's a 6-foot setback.
6 foot
Well,
setback.
it's a 6-foot setback from Austin is
Oh, you're saying
what
this
this reads.
side.
But right now, it's only a 3-foot setback from their property line adjacent to the church parking lot, which means they don't even see it. They can't even see it from within their structure. But
Okay, well, so hold on, is there a reason?
but the homes across the street can.
Right, so is there a reason, council, that there's nothing else going on in that area, and there's the flag, obviously? Is there a reason it can't be set back from the side yard a few more feet to get
That's
it?
a possibility.
So the houses in behind is gonna obstruct it?
Right, it's a possibility we could move it to the 6 foot.
Well, I'd love
And
to see
that
the
would be
flag
as,
also.
and that would be as of right,
Oh, yeah,
and that would be as of right, the 6 foot,
oh, 6 foot would be as
right?
of
It
right.
would be as of right.
Or would it be
With
fine?
location, but not with LED needs our permission.
Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't need a variance for the setback on the side yard.
Correct.
If we moved it to 6 foot.
And the lower, asking for the 2 feet lower actually benefits them. I'm always in favor of a little higher just for the visibility, but I think that would be worse for the neighbors to have it.
Right,
So
it
you
would be a 10-foot sign as opposed to an 8-foot sign.
Right. All right, so,
I'm sorry, so if I may.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the issue I still have is even 6 feet setback from the church parking lot is in our line of sight. A 15 to 18-foot setback from the side would put it directly in front of their structure. If it's their sign, should it not be in front of their structure?
well, I think wherever it's proposed, it's pretty much in front of their structure. Let's see, the structure setback, well, actually, the
That's not.
structure, is that a 9-foot setback, the structure from the side?
Mr. Rogers, show Mr. Dunleavy the picture that's submitted. I don't know whether he saw
Oh,
that.
did I show him already? Yeah, so I spoke to him before the hearing.
Oh, okay.
If you drew a line off of the side of their building directly to Austin Boulevard, the sign would be not within that line. The sign would be actually set closer to the church
Hold
with
on.
a 3-foot setback.
That parking lot is the church's, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, now, you see on the site plan where it says light pole on concrete base, right? That's part of the church's property still, right? And doesn't it, am I correct that the building appears to be set back 9 feet from the property line at the front of the building? Is that what that 9 feet is?
Here's the survey, it says 9 feet, yeah, it's a 9-foot
Okay,
setback.
well,
The building's set 9 feet back from the property line.
Okay, so that being the case, it would seem like setting it back a little more than that would be the best scenario, just because that then puts the structure in, to block it to some degree.
But as of right, you don't have to. It's only a 6-foot setback.
Right, I understand that. But I was
You don't
just,
have to sign either.
It's not all as of right, because it's 5-foot clearance to the grade, to the bottom of the side.
No, but the 6-foot, it's still as of right, you have a 6-foot setback. That's, as of right, you can put the sign 6 foot.
yeah, but then it wouldn't be illuminated. I just try to find a solution that makes some sense. If there's a reason why, and there may be, if there's a reason why trying to set it in a little bit more than the structure itself, I mean, it doesn't appear that from the outside, I can't see that as being very harmful. It's a yard that doesn't have anything else apparently going on in it. There's the flagpole.
Correct.
But if there is a reason, that's why I'm asking, is there a reason? Because it seems to me that if the sign were set in a couple feet from the side yard of the house, of the structure, that would provide a lot of obstruction to the homes in the back. But, I get you can just put it as a right on some level, but, you wouldn't have everything you want, but, so I
No,
guess.
I understand, I'm just trying to come to a conclusion, so obviously I have to go back to my client. There's a lot of questions that have been raised today, so I think the matter should be adjourned, and I can just go speak to my clients about what they want to do.
I don't know that we have to adjourn it.
Okay?
I mean, once we've heard all of the testimony here that parties wish to present, we're in a position to decide the case. Most of us on the board tend to try to find a resolution that's best for everyone to the extent that the concerns are reasonable. So we could finish hearing the testimony, put the case on reserve, and see if there's any other information, like if you call and say my client wants to change it, we can incorporate that in our decision because we're not taking additional testimony about it. We're just trying to fashion the best solution.
We take suggestions,
Yeah,
post-hearing.
Okay.
right. So that's what I was trying to get to, and maybe your client says, no way, we can't put the sign there because there's a tank under the ground and we can't put footings or something, I don't know. But I guess my thinking was if it could be put a couple feet more than the structure, it would go a long way to making everybody happy.
Any other questions from the board?
Move that the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Everyone who signed in on the case will receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Opposed?
Next case, 3024 near Rockville Center, Lakeview Public Library. Install one detached double-face illuminated LED monument sign, not permitted. Overall size, 72 square feet, 36 square feet per face, setback 8 feet from Woodfield Road, also known as 1120 Woodfield Road. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please be seated and state your names and addresses for the record.
Good afternoon. Grace? Name and address?
299 Peninsula Boulevard, Hempstead, New York.
Camila Raphael Lubin,
135 Post Avenue, Westbury,
Can
New
you
York.
hear that? No. Could you please speak into the microphone?
Got it.
Ivan Arizaga, 299 Peninsula Boulevard, Hempstead, New York, 11550.
Camina Raphael Lubin, 135 Post Avenue, Westbury, New York, 11590.
No.
Be a nice idea if you did. Everybody's putting up two-story additions. Thank you, Gail. Go ahead.
So we're trying to get a permit for,
Who are you and where do you live, or what's your business address?
We couldn't hear you.
Couldn't hear.
oh, okay. My name is Ivan Arizaga. I am the sign maker, and I'm across the street at 299 Peninsula Boulevard, Hempstead, New York.
Okay. And you, ma'am?
I am Camina Raphael Lubin. I'm the library director, and I reside at 135 Post Avenue, Westbury, New York.
Is Mrs. Wright still on the board?
No, she is not.
She's not.
No. Mr. Alexander is still on the board.
Okay.
Okay, tell us, who's gonna present the case?
Ivan.
Okay, so we're trying to do a pylon sign on the property to do daily announcements to the public. It's a public library, and it has an LED screen and a light box.
Hold on. So my advertisement says it's a monument sign, which is fairly significantly different than a pylon sign. You know, a monument is solid to the ground usually, versus a pylon has and it matters to me is visibility. So which is
Monument sign.
monument? Okay.
Okay.
Keep going.
Do you learn something?
Is it, do you intend to light it from the back? Yes, I guess.
Yes, it's an illuminated LED
And
sign.
you mentioned earlier, how often do you want it to change?
It's a daily announcement, so it should be.
Once a day.
Once a day?
Yeah, but when you say daily announcement, there are a lot of signs that have their daily announcement, like a prayer, for example. But it will have one prayer, then 3 minutes go by, and different one, and the next cycle back to that
So in
one.
other words, before they wanted to do it's like a light box where you can do exchangeable letters to walk to the sign and change them by hand. So instead of that, they're getting an LED sign where you can display the message and leave it there.
Right, I have a feeling though they're gonna want it. Rarely do we have signs with words that they don't wanna change them a little more often than that. Like it might say, Wednesdays is child book reading day, and then 5 minutes later it'll say something and then circle back to that. So I don't think that we should limit it to once a day, is all I'm trying to say.
Once an hour.
Yes, something like that.
So if there is that, because they can do it in 5 to 10 minutes, they changing the message.
And it's not gonna be animation, like
No.
you know,
The horse galloping across the
Yeah.
face of it.
the cow jumped over the moon.
You got it. Pinocchio.
All right, so we'll figure out what we get.
Sure.
So
Let's see.
it's gonna be, just to confirm, how often is the sign going to change? Is it every hour, every 10 minutes?
If they want, she's telling me that
Pardon?
if there is the need to be changing, it will be 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, but what he's trying to say is, even if it's gonna be different days, you wanna be able to change it, let's say, at least once every 5 minutes, for example, so that we'll put a limit on one end, but it won't be that you have to change it that many times.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then I just wanna see where the sign is, but I can't
Date feedback.
read the
Plot plans.
It's,
Okay. It's set back 8 feet, right? That's what you said. And what's the, since it's monument. All right, and I'm looking at the radius map, let me just make sure there's no, I don't see where your curb cuts are. You see your curb cuts? Can you tell me, since I don't see them on the plan, how close the closest curb cut is to where the sign is proposed?
So there is a sidewalk that's six feet, and the property line starts there, and then it's gonna be another 8 feet till you get to the sign.
So I get the street is, well, and the sidewalk probably has another foot before the street maybe. So, like a little section, then a sidewalk, then your property, and so we're talking about maybe a 15-foot.
Yes.
So if there's a curb cut there, is there a curb cut there?
It curves in.
No, it doesn't have a curb cut, it goes all the way.
I mean, if I was on Woodfield Road and turning into, how many curb cuts do you have on Woodfield Road for the library? Probably at least 2.
Go in and out. It's your parking.
What do you mean by?
What do you mean by curb cut?
If I'm driving on Woodfield Road and I want to pull into your parking lot,
Okay.
that area where it's cut out, how many of those are on Woodfield Road?
2.
Okay, and are they,
Folks, excuse me. Folks in the back, could you please keep it down, because otherwise your interaction is going to interfere with the testimony, okay?
but because they're not on my map, just tell me how close the closest curb cut is to
To the
the
proposed
sign
sign?
location.
Yeah.
Okay,
Guess, I mean, estimate.
like 6 feet.
Like 6 feet, yeah.
Okay, so
6
I would
feet.
pass the sign, and so if I'm coming out, but you have a 15-foot rough, then there's no
But also
visibility.
the entrance is it's a hill, so you have to go up, and then you'll see the sign. And the opening is 25 feet, the entrance.
Okay,
And it's one entrance.
2.
One entrance, one exit, or you can go in and out on both.
So we have one entrance and one exit, but our entrance is very big.
Pretty big.
It's very, sorry, it's pretty big, yes, it's very, very big.
What about the
Where
exit?
you can actually have one car go in and one car go out. And then our exit is on the other side, and it's small.
But the first one is exit and enter, and the other one,
Technically, it's entrance only.
okay, and the
Yes.
exit
That's
is
good.
further away from the sign.
Yes, it's further away and
Yeah,
it's exit
good.
only.
That's it.
Okay, I have no, I guess,
Is there any urgency to your having to have this sign?
Yes, because this actually has been in the making for over 6 years.
And
Go on. And the taxpayers keep asking, where's our sign?
The what?
The taxpayers are like, where's our sign? They're like, it's coming, and we got, we earmarked funding for it. And, we have to, according to our accountant, spend that money
ASAP.
for it.
Okay.
And we were told the same thing by the town.
Okay.
Do I have any other questions from the board? If not, does anyone have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion relating to case 30 of 2024 near Rockville Center. It's the Lakeview Public Library here before us for a sign that is necessary to continue the business of the library and to ensure they comply with all funding and record-keeping requirements. So I will move, Mr. Chairman, that we grant the sign as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
Thank you so much.
Usual,
Happy New
yeah.
Year.
Thank you, guys.
You'll get a notice in the mail with that grant notice with conditions that are usual with sign. But
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Next case, 3124 Roosevelt, Sarah Chima, Basharat Ali, and Anam Khan. Variance front yard setback on Woods Avenue in Abbott Place. Construct two-story addition, second-story terrace, both attached to dwelling, and interior alterations in excess of 50%. New CO required, also known as 72 Woods Avenue.
Woods. It is.
State your names and addresses for the record.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and the board. My name is Brian Lynch. I'm an architect, and I represent the Chima family. My address is 126 Atlantic Avenue in Lynbrook, 11563. This is for 72 Woods Avenue. My client purchased the home, it's a pretty substantial size lot, so almost 10,000 square foot, with the original house on it being about 100 years old. Their intention is to move their large family from Brooklyn and to expand the house to fit their needs. Also, we have a approval for a 2-car garage and a long driveway to accommodate parking off-site to not increase the parking load in the neighborhood. We filed the plans for the 2-story addition on the house, and due to the existing house being a pre-existing non-conforming structure for the front yard, triggered a variance. So in this renovation for the house, we're not at all increasing the degree of non-compliance. We're not increasing the front yard. We're not increasing the volume of the house in the front yard. It's a 2-story house with a 1-story addition on the front and the rear that was existing. The 1-story addition on the front is going to remain a 1-story addition. They're going to put a terrace on it. And all the new volume on the house is behind it and in the side yard. So due to the level of construction on the house, it was triggered as a variance because of the front yard. So everything that they wanted to do, we got the cars off the street, we got a 2-car garage, we have an approval for that. And that's basically the reason, we're here pleading the case, just for the front yard to, again, we're not increasing the degree of non-compliance.
The garage is going to be on the north side.
It's on the northeast corner. We have an approval for that already, they just haven't pulled the permit yet.
Okay, but is that going to be on that vacant side of the lot, or?
Yeah, so this is a corner property, and it's opposite the corner street. It's in the back corner of the property. So it's going to be tucked away from view from the street, as is the addition of the house.
I apologize.
No problem.
What did you say, what did you propose as your front yard setback?
Well, the front yard setback existing is 14.7 to Woods Avenue, and it's 12'7" to Abbott Place. That's existing, we're not changing it.
Both of those?
Both of those, yeah. So,
those are the only variances you need?
correct, because the existing house being pre-existing, but none of the volume.
The existing house is pre-existing.
I'm sorry, it's a non-conforming house, it's 100 years old, so we're not changing any of the sight lines around the corner, none of the volume, anything like that. We're actually decreasing the front yard a little bit to create a vestibule area internal, like a covered entry. So it's actually going to help the sight line around the corner by taking out that corner.
Just by looking at Google, your clients have a really large lot.
Yes.
And But that garage that you're proposing is on the whole other side.
It's on way back behind the house. And everything meets lot coverage for both the accessory structure and the house.
Yes. Okay, so they're gonna occupy it. Okay, thank you.
Move that the hearing be closed and matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll all receive a copy of the board's decision once it's rendered by mail. Sorry I had to wait so long for all this exciting times, but have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Can you just say second?
Aye.
Our last case, 3224 to 3324 Levittown, David and Linda Bollinger. Variance, front yard, average setback, maintain two-story addition and roof over open porch, both attached to dwelling. Special exception to maintain shed higher and larger than permitted and exceeding horizontal maximum with less than required rear yard setback, also known as 156 Periwinkle Road. Please be seated, state your name and address for the record.
David Bollinger, homeowner, 156 Periwinkle Road, Levittown, New York.
Give us half a second. Okay, you can go.
Sorry.
Here on behalf of my client, David Bollinger, and my wife Linda, about 23, 24 years ago, they hired a contractor who did present them with an architect. They had stamped drawings, so my client was under the impression that this renovation years ago was filed with a permit. He hired me to take a look at his shed, which was oversized in his rear yard, and as a result of that application, we found that the partial second floor dormer with the two-story front yard addition was performed without a permit. So we're here to maintain that second story addition with the two-story front addition and the porch in the front. So as you can see from the pictures, renovation was really nice renovation. You have existing, you have permanent front, porch, which are in great shape. And from that way, you know, definitely right years. Realization is our setback, which is 30.5 feet, and we're at 25.2. And then the shed that I started thinking about the house, once you get rid of the walls, there's no place to store anything, so the homeowner
Good for her.
will build a bigger shed just to store some
If you said it already, I apologize, but just for the record, I'd like to get the shed numbers on. You need height, size, and horizontal on at least one side. Height is allowable at 9. What do you propose?
The proposed height for the shed is 10 feet.
Okay, and larger is, you're allowed 144 square feet.
Yeah, but right now the horizontal dimension is 14.3 feet, allowable is 12. The setback from the rear yard is supposed to be 2, and right now it's 1.5.
Okay, but I need also the overall size.
The overall size is 145 square feet.
Oh, wow. one over?
Yeah,
I'd say that's de minimis. And did you already do the front yard average?
we already figured out, correct.
What is your proposed number?
Proposed 25.2, the allowable height code is still the average,
Also very de minimis.
and we still comply with section C of 117, with the, it doesn't apply to average, it's 25.
Move that the hearing be closed, matter be placed on the decision calendar. You'll both receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered. Thank you, have a nice day. Nice of you to be able to spend this exciting day today.
Second. Aye. Sorry.
I move, Mr. Chairman, that we close today's calendar and until such time as Mr. Chairman, I withdraw my motion to close the hearing.
With respect to case number 4/14/2022, we had an email from the architect stating that he will be out of town until January 22nd. He needs us to change the date to some date in February, as we discussed, or we didn't discuss it. In any event, we put this case on.
There's only one here, February, Valentine's Day. So nothing.
Son of a, he'd like a grant also, I'm sure.
Too bad.
I know that. But what time is that?
If we can actually,
Yeah. Not yet. Go ahead.
if we can just respond to the opening, I just got a email from Dr. Minerva on the case that he was presenting to us. This morning, it was three, so case 1524. He just wanted to correct his testimony, that he first saw was not 25.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you want Christina to take this down? You should. Put it on the record. Well, when, yeah, Stephanie, I said, I'm sorry. I looked at you. It's gonna get worse.
So, we're now going to do decisions.
Okay.
Case 3 of 2024 Near Valley Stream, Raheel Hussein. In order for grant to maintain a 6-foot-high fence, we granted an appearance waiver on that case, and if no one has any questions, do I have a motion?
I move case 3 of 24 near Valley Stream, located at 100 Jedwood Place, be approved as requested.
5
5
years,
years, yeah.
fence,
See you tonight,
usual
Stephanie?
fence conditions. No,
See you
she's
tonight?
not.
Oh, what does he do? How old?
Cool.
Oh, congratulations. Bring us the video so we can see a little snippet of it.
Yeah, we can watch the video along with the video that was given to us. Maybe we could just set it to music. This one.
Yeah. Never get to see it too much. you
Okay,
know?
Steph. We'll miss you.
Take care.
You want us to bring takeout for you? It'll be a week old, I don't, a couple of weeks old. All right. Case 4 of 2024. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 4 of 2024, Roosevelt Children's Academy Charter School. Any discussion on that? Because somebody mentioned the word permanent.
Yeah, it seems to me, given the work that this academy does for the community, that even a simple thing like acquiring the time and the money to renew it regularly, I think that we should, it's kind of like on the theory of it, they could provide a public service. Maybe we could make that permanent, given she's agreed to comply moving forward with all previously posted
They have no
conditions.
control as to whether or not they do comply.
Right, there's that. So, Mr. Chairman, with that, I would like to make a motion in case 4 of 2024, which is the Roosevelt Children's Academy Charter School located at 200 West Centennial Avenue in Roosevelt, that their application to renew their detached fence be approved, and that it be,
Signed.
the sign be approved, and that it be modified to make it a permanent grant. With all the previously imposed conditions.
Second.
Second.
All in
Aye.
favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions?
This is a huge answer, I can kind of go back down.
Okay, case 5 of 2024 Near Valley Stream, Najma Usman.
It's pretty bad.
Renewal of a grant to maintain a 2-family dwelling. Any discussion from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 5 of 2024, Usman at 134 Stewart Avenue in Near Valley Stream be granted 5 years with the same previously imposed conditions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any usual. Cases 1 of 24, how did that happen? One out of order. 1 of 24 and 2 of 24, Yorana Park, Eric Fendaros. Do I have any discussion from any of the board members? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 1 and 2 of 24 near Island Park, Eric Fondaros, located at 229 Island Parkway, be approved as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
This is an outdoor kitchen. Aye.
If they're not burning people in effigy. Case number 6 of 2024, Whitmere, Jacob Weinstein and Deborah Rapp Weinstein. Any discussion by any members of the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 6 of 2024, Weinstein and Weinstein at 766 West Broadway be granted as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 7, Near Valley Stream, 7 of 2024, Near Valley Stream, Maria Santos, Darlene Morel, and Manassas Antonio Santos. Sounds like somebody in a movie.
What's her name? I like the name Antonio.
You like that?
I like the name Antonio.
What was the movie where the guy kept saying, my name is so-and-so, you kill my father, be prepared to die?
Oh my God.
That's what it reminds me of. And
I
then-
can see that. I thought you were going to say what about Bob? Fine. Underrated. Hilarious.
Never saw it.
Oh, I've seen it like 10
Comedy?
Yeah. It's comedy and hilarious.
Oh, good. What about Bob? I'll make a note
You
of that.
laughed your ass off.
All right, is mine? Okay, so I make a motion that I approve case 724 near Valley Stream. All those names located at 1082 Francis Drive.
Yeah.
Be moved as requested.
Let's go and
Is
say.
there any on
Any conditions, then put those in there.
Court.
Close out open permits or whatever.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Victoria, go on Urban Dictionary one day and look up Garden City. and see.
Oh.
I don't need to, you always report.
Case number 8 of 2024, Merrick Laurie A. Eves and Adam Vernola. That's adjourned sine die. Case number 9, 2024, Franklin Square, Wilbur Argueta. That case is
To be
adjourned.
continued.
That's been at 3:13 now. At 11 a.m.
Wait.
It was 2:07, but we had to adjourn
Oh, right.
because of the other
To
case.
313.
That's correct.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Case,
What you actually done.
yeah, that'd be a nice idea. 10 of 2024, West Hempstead, David B. and Aurelia Kesselman. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, case 1024, that is property 487 Madison Avenue, West Hempstead, as you previously described it, that he would be granted as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, and abstention. Next cases. Cases 11, 12, 13, and 14 of 2024. Wantor, Mario and Meredith Racinos. Any discussion?
He has a big storage container in the, he said he would remove it in 2 weeks. Do you want to hold it for 2 weeks, or do you
Yep.
want to?
Hold it.
Okay, fine, and I'll,
And then we'll renew the request, well, we'll see whether or not he got rid of it.
Also,
Joey, you'll probably.
yes, I'll take care, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
And then, just as a side note, the 2 sheds are going to be moved,
right.
so that they don't
They
need,
do not need, yeah, I wrote, they need the second accessory structure, they don't need side yard rear.
right, so one to be granted as a right.
Yeah, we would dismiss the side yard, rear yard for both, for the
Yes.
sheds. Yeah.
So that's for, I think, 12 and 13.
Yeah, so just mark that so that when we get to it.
Case 15 of 2024, Ruth and Alan Friedman. Do I have any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
Yes.
All right,
Go ahead.
as it relates to case 15, 2024. Affecting the property, yeah, I had to think of, at 309 Grant Avenue in Woodmere. Ruth and Alan Friedman, so that, I move that we grant the case as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstention? Now, we're gonna have a little discussion after this about
Sure.
this, okay? Next case, 16 of 2024, Franklin Square, Salvatore Furca. Somebody like any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 16 of 24, Franklin Square, Salvador Furca at 172 Frame Street, Franklin Square be granted as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case number 17 of 2024, Gaurav Chowdhury and Lovely Mazumdar.
Holding for.
Yeah, we're holding.
That's on
For the
reserve.
window.
Window. Next case, 18 of 2024, Uniondale, Guillermo Ramirez Soriano, Martira Aldue de Ramirez, and Zulecia E. Herrera Aldue. We have any?
speak Cajun?
No. Spanish.
I was not in favor of the exterior staircase,
Yeah.
given the configuration, and at the very least, I thought someone should go try to take a look. I don't know how much would be gained by that, because the pictures probably look just like it looks in person, but, I just,
Can look up.
I'll let you drive the car.
I need the papers.
She's not gonna, I can't remember the photos. We're gonna hold that. We're gonna hold that. No, I'm gonna hold that. I'll go look. I'll
Do
go
you really?
You want the papers?
I'll go.
You're gonna go to the-
To see what's in the
Well,
basement.
that's gonna play into a discussion. In
Okay.
any event, case 19 of 2024, Whitney, Daniela Weeder. Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 19 of 2024 Danielle Weider at 3660 Bernard Avenue in Woodmere be granted as requested.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 20 of 24, Patrick Hollier. Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I move case 20 of 24, Seaford Patrick Hollian, located at 3938 Franklin Avenue, be approved as requested.
Second.
The covered patio will remain open.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Patrick. Case 755 of 2023 has been continued to March 13th. Okay, let's start. Okay, case 21 of 2024, Oceanside, David Arata. Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I will move, Mr. Chairman. Case 21 of 2024, affecting property 313 Concord Avenue, as you previously described it, that be granted as requested.
With the caveat that the roofed over open porch be kept open.
Yes.
Which they agreed to.
That's right.
Cases.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Cases 22 through 25 of 2024, Stephen and Valerie DeClara. That's the one with the child who has autism. Any discussion? If not, do I have
I
a
have a
motion?
note that says no need for side yard shed.
Wow. How did we get here? What?
Case number 25.
25.
Oh, because they moved it.
They moved it.
Is that right? I forget why I wrote
Yeah,
that.
shed being moved to a confined area, so we'd like to dismiss that portion.
Just that piece, because they need the second accessory structure. Well, they also need the special exception to maintain the second
So
structure.
I will put it in, I'll,
Yeah.
or just get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're dismissing that portion.
But that's it, your case.
Wait, did we make a motion?
I just said motion.
I'll make a motion to regard cases 22 through 25, through and including, of the year 2024. Stephen and Valerie DeClara, affecting the property at 2832 Clark Avenue in Oceanside, that grant the cases as requested, with the exception of dismissing the side yard request as relates to the shed, and that we include the usual mother-daughter conditions and any other relevant conditions that we traditionally include.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, and abstentions. Cases 26 and 27 of 2024, Seaford, David Coletti. Any discussion?
That's gotta be
We're gonna hold
reserved.
that for updated equipment plot plan showing the in-ground pool. That's a hold. Case 28 of 2024, Uniondale, Edwin Vella. Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
Shoot today. Sheds to be removed. Case number 28, 2024, Edwin Vella. I have shed to be removed as a condition.
No.
No?
That one.
How can I be wrong? Are you
You're
kidding?
wrong.
No, it's on the plot plan, I'm sorry. It is. It's stated on the plot plan, shed to be removed.
Okay.
So I think I'd like to see it enumerated as per the plot plan.
Okay.
So otherwise it'll just,
To the extent that that shed's not already removed, it shall be removed.
yeah.
I don't.
It said shed to be removed.
But what if they produced that and they already removed it? Did you talk to them?
No, I did, I think I mentioned.
Oh, I just wish.
Yeah.
Shed shop.
Okay, if you don't
It's not
move the
done.
shed inside
And-
2 weeks, we're gonna make you rip down the addition.
Okay, so,
So that's granted with the condition that the sheds be removed. That's case 2824 at 474.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 29 of 2024 from Home at Bad
Yep.
Boy. Okay, for determination on frequency and location, right?
Exactly, yep.
Yes.
Case 30 of 2024, near Rockville Center, Lakeview Public Library was granted from the bench. Case 31 of 2024, Sarachima, Bashrat Ali, and Anam Khan. Any discussion on that one? If not, somebody please make a motion.
I move case 31 of 24 in Roosevelt at 72 Wood Avenue be approved as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Cases 32 and 33 of 2024, David and Linda Bollinger. Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion?
I move that case 32, 33, 24, Levittown, Linda and David Bollinger at 156 Periwinkle Road in Levittown be granted, as requested.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention? Case 414 of 2022.
Did you set the call ever?
Yes, we did.
Which one was that?
We adjourned it. No, we did. We did a second call, and it was adjourned to February 7th at 2 p.m.
Yes, I did, 2 p.m.
Okay.
Wait, adjourned February 2nd.
Yeah.
February
Seven.
7th.
That's 2 p.m.
Clean those ears.
No, that's fine.
She's excited.
Case 106 of 2022, Verde Land Homes is adjourned once more to May 1st, 2024. Was that 2024 or 2027? I think it was 24. Yeah. Been around 7 years, right? Oh, no, that one's not that bad. Okay. Okay. I'd like to, Seaford, case 199 unreserved fund. Anything important happen? Okay, continue to hold it.
Yeah, it'll be a year anniversary. It's
Cases 365 to 368. That's an extension of time request.
So, I spoke to Rebecca, and Alexander, and the applicant has filed with fire marshal for sprinklers.
Oh, that's the multi-family dwelling. So when is he going to install it?
That's the question, is right now
It's pending.
it's pending.
Okay, so we're gonna continue to hold it. All right, case 730 of 2023, both I and Kimlick, 730 and 731? I thought we inspected that, that's one near Lynbrook, right? And do we have a decision?
I did a
Draft.
draft, yes. I did email it to everyone. So basically, the standard,
Owner occupied, do we throw in owner occupied?
occupied, it says that the another
Quick
one.
look,
I highlighted.
is this the one with the
No, and we got the revised plan for that.
one family, no kitchens, no basement,
Make sure it was.
attached garage and
Yeah,
driveway?
this was the one they were planning about parking as well.
Yeah.
So we have the detached
Yeah.
garage now, the footprints are
That's it.
highlighted portions.
You remember that's the dilapidated garage?
Yes, and then the extra, yes.
Condition size.
Still looks so
Front
much
one is
better.
sodded, like in that. 6-foot high fence along the rear side.
You can all go back and forth at the home of the remaining good potato.
It's gonna be,
That was the garage.
Yeah.
It's an old home. This was, okay. Can I have a motion to adopt the grant? Would you like to make that motion, Mrs. D?
2023 and 731 of 2023 that the cases be granted with the usual subdivision
Conditions.
enumerated in the draft.
Yep.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 503 of 2023, Mrs. D.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this file right here, so if you just skip forward.
Case 759 of 2023, did we ever get an elevation plan?
So, okay, you want it now?
motion?
59 to 60.
Yes.
We have a motion. Got it.
On what?
The elevation.
I'm sorry, are we talking about case 759 and 760?
That's correct.
Okay, what do you want a motion for? Increasing the
No, they hadn't amended plans came in, but we needed clarification on the elevation.
Oh.
And again, that was the building department.
elevation plan. CC has, what is CC?
Condition. That's Christina. CC.
So funny.
Yes.
So what are the conditions? So I'm just missing.
She emailed them out. You gotta learn to
The
read.
conditions that were submitted by whom?
By Wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah, the applicant did submit conditions.
And so when it says applicant to submit elevation plan, has that happened?
Correct.
Yeah.
Everything's been done.
Oh, so you're saying you're actually telling me look at?
Yes.
Oh, actually, I didn't. So do I need, why do we need elevation just because we didn't have them?
Correct.
Okay.
Is this the one that had no,
That's the one that had no elevations, that's why we need it.
had no author of the plan and
No, that's not this one.
Okay, so does anyone have any input about this case?
No, that's why we go to you.
For the elevations.
Oh, look at, I don't know that we need to have them if no one has.
Well, we did.
We did.
Now we don't. So just
We
make
now
a
have
motion.
that.
Okay, so how am I gonna make them?
Okay, I make
Make
a
a motion
motion
with
that
lips in your shoes.
Okay, I just didn't know what you guys were saying.
you want me to bail you out.
No, I just didn't understand what you wanted me to do. All right, as it relates to case 759, 760 of 2023, 980 Singleton LLC, otherwise known as Guy Freeman, affecting the property at, no address, on 980 Singleton Avenue. I move that we grant the application as requested, with the usual conditions relating to the construction of dwellings on the subdivided property.
Very
Second.
Second.
Like that one.
Aye.
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 All in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? Okay, case 780, Merrick, Vicky Good, Shirley, local determination. What did they supply you?
The applicant's been the approved plans in 1996, which have the rear deck.
Somebody like to make a motion?
I'm afraid it's an outdoor kitchen. I move that case 780 of 2023, Vicky Good, special exception to maintain a barbecue with exceeding the height at 3190 Clubhouse Road in Merrick be granted as requested.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, any abstentions? And should we add conditions on these outdoor kitchen barbecues? Don't get me started. That the pipe. All right. Cases 781 and 782 of 2023, Oceanside, Lisa Nolte. Did anybody verify the basement entrance?
Yep, that was also submitted, I believe, by Mr. Buffon.
And what intention was? So when we verified the basement entrance, what does that mean?
I believe
That it was part of the original plan?
or there was a film for it way back when.
Okay. So I guess we'd like a motion, Kimberly?
Okay, so I move to approve case 781 to 782 of 23 Oceanside Lisa Nolte, located at 2594 Clovermere Road.
Case, second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, and abstention? So case 783, Elmont Muhammad Ali. This was the legalization of the boxing ring in the basement. Did the building department inspect the basement?
So they.
And the whole house?
They did not. It's scheduled for January 18th. Apparently, the applicant is out of contract.
Hold it. Cases 784 and 785. Paulette let's take 784 first. Franklin, did anybody inspect this thing? Silenzio.
No.
Three.
I know there was, I believe Chris Brown was working with the neighbor at some point of contention.
We're gonna hold it.
Okay, hold.
That's it. Case 786 of 2023, Woodmere, Emily Fuchs. The board was supposed to inspect, yeah. Don't go there, Joe. 786 of 2023. I might have reserved that comment to some other applicants. Variances, go ahead. Anybody want to hazard a guess on what we should do on this thing? Board didn't expect. We're going to hold it. We're going to hold it. You did a good job on the reserved calendar. We did not.
Yeah.
Case 789 of 23 East Meadow, 2222 Hempstead Turnpike LLC. We did make a CEQA. And did he submit updated plans?
They did, and they also sent the conditions. The updated plans, they do have that garbage room that's now internal.
They now eat the garbage.
No, that, last but not least. They're getting there. They recently sent it. Okay, yes. So the proposed additional conditions that they sent were that applicant will not lease any of the units to be used as dormitory style living spaces for persons attending nearby colleges. Applicant will install a 2-yard dumpster on wheels as shown on the revised plans, and applicant will empty the dumpster 2 to 3 times per week.
There's the hospital's across the street from this house.
Yep.
You want to not rent it to nurses and whatnot, so it's all simple and similar to the school dormitory. Why would you want nurses? I don't know.
Would want.
Right, but thank you, the nurse, yeah, I think that's what they,
Read it?
Yep.
Okay.
Motion. How about a motion? Yeah, that's a secret part. Make a secret motion, determination.
no, you do. My son, I gotta call my son, he's wanting to know what happened.
I can't. 789. Couture. You want to make, Joe's going to do it? Okay. Joe.
Yes, case number 789,
Right.
789, 2023, in East Meadow, 2222 Hempstead Turnpike LLC. Based upon the documents and information submitted to the board, I move that this be a negative declaration under SEQA.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? And
Case
what
number
about the case?
789, same case, I move that they be granted with conditions as enumerated or submitted in
To the board. To the board. Second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions? Case 766 of 2023.
This is the other draft. We did get an updated, I believe it was plot plan that had all of the relevant information.
You don't need to deal with it.
Oh, yes, Mr. you and I, present for this year.
So we can't take the vote.
Right.
Okay, so we'll have to hold it. Can I just make a quick phone call to my son? Do I have to be here?
Go ahead.
He's dying to find out whether.
This case needed a variance in Orange Street Park, and what was presented to us, talk about the museum. What was presented to us was a very low impact use.
A very what?
Low impact.
Yeah. Only by appointment, et cetera, et cetera.
So, if this guy flips it next week and says, you know what, this museum's not worth it now. I want to put up a, whatever, a retail store that needs parking. We already did this guy parking variance, which runs with the law.
plan.
Can we make it revocable? Can we say, we'll hereby grant you a parking variance, so long as the premises is used for, and is like for a museum or something of similar intensity and frequency, and at such time it ceases being used that way, it is remanded, so to speak, to the zoning board for evaluation as to whether or not it is.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Yeah, I mean, well, okay, but I think better than temporary for 5 years for all areas is because temporary means they have to keep coming back, and like banking would say, oh, you don't have. But if we say so long as it's, like if I'm a banker and I'm evaluating making a loan, if I know you have that grant, as long as you're using it for that, that is different to me than 5 years. I can take it away any 5 years for any reason.
So let's theoretically, let's assume the guy doesn't make it. And he doesn't want to sell it, and he wants to lease it. That's right. That's right.
But I'm saying,
So
if the use changes to something that's not
Then
the
they have to
same
come
or
back.
significantly similar with the same intensity and
I don't like
frequency,
significantly
it's
similar.
remanded, for lack of a better word, back to us to consider the new business to be there and whether or not, we'll keep it. But
Can
as
we do
long as
that?
we keep that business,
I just wonder if we can't keep our finger on the pulse though, if it's temporary, it comes back.
right, but I understand as an oversight mechanism, but the thing is, I do think there's concern that for a business getting financing, even if it's for inventory
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
even if you grant it, well, okay, so if he ceases to use it, the bank probably calls in the loan anyway.
Right, that's what I'm saying, the bank
Well, maybe
will
not.
be making the
Maybe-
loan,
maybe not.
assuming that either it's on the value of the real property or on the business or both. But the bank's assuming, the bank's analysis relates to him and his ongoing concern and his asset.
Bank analysis in those circumstances is based upon the income generated by the proposed use.
Right, it may
And
also-
that alone.
Okay, I figured they might also.
That's it. That's it.
Well, then wouldn't you then put up as a security interest your real property?
Well,
The property,
only
the
if,
structure?
the only way that works is if you have an SBA loan and blanket everything you own.
Okay, either way.
And still, if you permit me to go on, the property itself has to generate enough money to carry.
Right.
So they can, theoretically, they can do that by leasing it to another entity, and it could be a dummy lease, and say $15,000 a month coming in.
But if I go to the bank and say, hey, bank, I want X amount of money, and I have to say, oh, but my grant's only temporary, I could lose it at any point in 5
Yeah,
years.
that's not gonna make it any
work.
better.
But if I go there and say, okay, here's if they pull the grant, maybe they won't. But at least if I'm at the bank saying, I want X amount of money, and they say my cash flow's gonna cover it, and I have my grant guaranteed, so long as I use it that way, it's gotta be better than every 5 years, and we could theoretically, that looks like we could, arbitrarily take it away, versus we have a standard there. If the use changes to something not significantly similar, with a significant intensity, frequency.
Subjective, that's the building department, they can't handle it.
No, but they don't need to. It's,
I'll look into it.
yeah, you know what my thought is, yeah.
I mean, it seems as though, and make sure I have it correct, I want to know if we can condition the grant based on the intensity.
The use.
I want it to be, you're hereby granted.
And then it goes.
Well, no, I wanted to make it kind of like the idea of a special, permitted use. The grant is to, Joe Schmo operating a museum. And the grant is not temporary and not permanent. The grant, well, it's permanent so long as the premises is operated as a museum or something significantly similar, and that something also has a comparable intensity and frequency, and like they're not doing it at midnight. And if at some point the use changes so that it doesn't fit those parameters, then the grant is, I'm saying remanded back to us to consider this. So I wouldn't even say like it's an auto revo, but it's rather a remand for reconsideration in light of the significantly changed use. Because that really is how it should work, to be honest. I mean, that makes the most sense to have the grant be.
Christina knows.
But I mean, that affects, well, that's what I'm saying, that provides the kind of oversight we need and doesn't allow these, that insignificant use and all of a sudden, like I said, and we've had that happen before, the Avis property, remember, it's great.
For example, I don't know what the amount of parking required was and what the variance.
It was a fair amount, like 20, okay, so. I'm sure we do 5, because they can't start construction, it's winter.
Which one?
This one.
Which one?
Well, no, it's just that they were, it's probably not gonna, well, they probably don't want to set it there up.
Okay, so I have a housekeeping matter. It seems, and I think I emailed everybody. So on one of our cases, we granted as requested, the basketball court. in the front yard. So it's a corner
That side
property.
yard, front yard, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a corner property, so the building department would like the grant to reflect the cabinet, so we did not specifically amend to the front yard as in place. So we wanted to keep it
We didn't mention the front yard, but.
on one of the streets.
Yeah, that little side
Yeah,
street.
so
If that's a dead end
I
property.
was gonna say, that's
Yeah.
the main street.
Yep,
So I
there's only
was,
one house on that property, that's what it's on. What?
What was their,
Yeah.
what was their issue?
the issue was that in how our office captioned it, we didn't specify both streets by name, we just mentioned one and it's corner property.
Oh,
So
I
it's
see.
an administrative error on that.
And yeah, that makes sense, because what if people put it the other way, it was a significantly different street.
Yeah, sure. So that's why if we can just do
It was, right?
it was Joe Carvalho.
Oh. Wow.
So, I did submit it to everybody.
Maybe all of it.
So what do we have to say? Do you want to say something?
If everyone would be okay with the modification for,
Okay.
I'm fine.
yeah,
Are you okay with modifications?
for the mayor.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
With copies of the seconds. Do you vote for that?
So, Kim, did you get in?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
College?
High school. Shama. So that's just, thank you, but now we have to make hard decisions. We have such a great high school. Yeah.
Shama and Spring School.
My older son went to Shama, but he told my younger son to go to Hempstead.
Still benefit, but you know, benefit from single section teachers.
I know. It's gonna be a tough decision, but I mean, he can his day out, it's like, oh, no, we have a decision. Like some other kids that I know, they better get in, otherwise, because there's things, like, you gotta get in, or we didn't have a lot of decisions, it's either, I gave the same, that's it, that's the same two choices that I gave to my older son. He begrudgingly said, his year dropped off, I can't tell you how many restaurants he left, he can go back to Garden City, so many. My brother went to Chevron, it's a very different, it's changed over the many years, and my son started with 525 or something. Very different than two something, and then if you cut that in half, you're only competing with 125 people for spots on teams, and, like, it makes a difference, so, I don't know, we'll see, lots of discussions, lots of wine. For me.
So we have 5 applicants to ask extensions of time. First one is case number 309 MSJ Holmes, who's granted by the board 7/26/23. They need more time to secure a permit. They're waiting, and we are waiting their restricted covenants from the attorney.
Who's the attorney? how do we go about doing that in a safe and secure atmosphere? Who submitted the request for an extension of time? The attorney? Who's MSJ?
The applicants
Can we call him up?
for comments from his
Waste of time.
You can say that, it's Indian, because it's very difficult.
Somebody should rattle his cage. Say, look, how much time do they want? Go ahead, Joe. Put their feet to the fire, give them a 1-month extension. Feet to the fire. In 3 months. 3 months. Let them move on. So what are you doing? You're looking into it?
I'll look into it, we'll do that.
Next.
Sure.
All right.
I'll contact the attorney.
And the next one is Azala of the Rockaways, and I can't say the rest of it because
That's like the title of the song. Uchi Walla, something Walla Walla. What's that about?
Ali Kafka. They need to propose, it was granted 42722. They need to construct, and they need to get a permit. And this is the second request for an extension of time. The application with BZA, it doesn't say, just the 6 months.
Okay.
That's the first time on?
Second.
Okay. 6 months?
Yes.
I just seconded.
And then is case 49596 SNL NBS LLC, maintained. Case was heard on or granted 10/6/21.
Didn't pick up permit. COVID. They extended COVID.
They're waiting
4 years.
05 site plan approval. Expected in the next few weeks.
Give them 2 months. 2 months.
Second.
That, next few weeks, we can always get them to come back.
Called Scott and Michelle.
It says construct drawings were recently completed and filed. Applicant is waiting for review by building department. Dominic Minerva, it's a, let's see here. Variance, lot area occupied, front yard average setback, construct addition, roofed over porch, both attached to the dwelling, was granted as requested on 9/13/23.
In 6 months.
Second.
6 months.
And then the last one is 645 St. Luke's Court, is to construct. Case was granted 11/2/22, and it was denied in part and granted in part for what? Let's see. Use variance for proposed 2 apartments as proposed on the 2nd floor. Variance rear yard installed dumpster constructed 2nd-story addition, 2nd-story with decks attached to the dwelling, special exception to the park and front yard setback. It's for offices and a showroom. It's located in Baldwin on St. Luke's Place. Got a little wet. So it was granted in part and denied in part on 11/2/22. And obviously, architect passed away and we needed to secure a new architect. How much, 6 months?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Have a nice day.
And just the last one, if we do the suicide application, everyone okay with that?
Okay.
Oh, yes, that's good. Yes.
Request to expedite.
Sue Esponte, do you know her? Yeah.
So what do you want me to say? I'll say, should I do this now or you want
Let's
me
see
to
what
go?
this is.
This is kind of removed from one of the subdivision lots, and then sometimes refers to the subdivision lot. Is this decision for one lot or for two?
It's for most of
Like you're gonna write this for each one?
correct, we do two separates.
So. So this is
So, permanent application.
this is each one.
Joe, you gonna make a motion to modify that decision we made in 335/23?
The Sue Esponte one?
No.
Which one?
The one where Minerva, the building department wanted us to maintain.
Oh, yeah, that's, yes,
Is that the Sue Esponte?
yeah. I move that we grant the modification of case 335/2023 Near Valley Stream, Raquel Shapiro, to amend the captions, basically.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention?
There's a request for an expedite. It's on Woodfield Road in West Hempstead. The person sold their house in Vancouver, Canada, bought this house as a temporary dwelling, is up for completion of construction for our future home on Woodfield. So he's renting it, or he or she is Terrence. He's renting a home right now.
Was there a fire?
Yeah, they're renting an apartment. They purchased land to build a home.
And
So they also purchased an apartment which went on fire from the story above it. So now they're completely homeless and they're requesting.
I think is that within my purview?
Oh, yeah,
Need the board.
Which one?
sure,
I want to grant.
yeah, okay,
Was this the expedite?
yeah.
The expedite.
When did the house go on fire?
It's,
Was this the one who died in the house?
no. And then there's also a request to
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, any
Request
abstention?
for a
Nobody
hearing.
any opposed.
Oh, rehearing, those are interesting. Mother-daughter request. It was in Belmore. The owner is Nicholas Sapola, and it was granted by the board May 25th, 2022. The only concern, I would like to request a rehearing in case 395/2022. The covenants were never filed, and permit was never picked up. So, all things being equal, I think we should grant a rehearing. This is a start.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstentions?
I make motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All in
Now
favor?
we're second.
I'd like to have a brief discussion. Brief turnaround.
Oh, shit. Yes, turn it off.